Hello, my name is Alex,
And I'm Basil.
and today we are here to talk to you guys about the social stigma against fraternities and sororities, and for that matter, Greek life around the world. One of the biggest topics that we are going to talk about today is the stigma that we pay for our friends.
I've been in Greek life for a year and a half now, and I've heard that being said to me and to friends multiple times. It gets kind of annoying because people don't understand basically what you pay for. We do pay fees, but so does anyone else in whatever club or sports team they decide to choose. Some sports team in school, like in our school, like sailing team for example, they have their fees to pay each, like either monthly or semester dues that need to be paid. Some other clubs don't have those dues, but because they have other sources of funding, which fraternities and sororities generally don't.
And the funding that we do get from the outside world will come from our alumni basis or from the fundraising that we do ourselves. And even then, it's a few $100s like a year, which isn't that significant because most of the money that we pay ourselves go to sorority charities that benefit like Alzheimer's, sight, battered women, things like that.
It's also important to know where that money goes. Like he said, other than sororities, philanthropies and other fraternity philanthropies as well. A lot of the money goes to maintaining a chapter, maintaining the inside infrastructure of a club, so to speak. You pay for the house, you pay for events you hold, you pay for shirts, you pay for all sorts of things that people tend to just lose when talking about paying dues. And we feel it's completely important and relevant for people to know exactly what fraternities and sororities dues goes to.
A lot of people tend to think that the dues that we pay to pay for our friends goes towards, copious amounts of alcohol that is consumed at every party and people are getting drunk off their asses, which really isn't that true. Like, we spend it on other things, like more important things, like sporting equipment that we use for the philanthropy events that we throw and things like that.
And honestly, to be completely fair, that stigma is kind of enriched by all the bad publicity that fraternities and Greek life in general get. Like Alex said, we throw a lot of fun philanthropy events, a lot of fundraisers, a lot of volunteer work that doesn't get documented in newspapers. But one bad event that does happen somewhere in the middle of nowhere, and it just gets blown way out of proportion. It might be a serious thing, and sometimes it is. I'm not saying it isn't. But that, the way the media portrays Greek life to be, most of the time is completely inaccurate and unfair to say.
I've read news articles, I've seen news stations report that the one fraternity is representative of all fraternities, or that they like to sexually assault women by pouring alcohol down their throats and giving them roofies and other drugs that will make them not remember their nights. And I haven't met anyone in Greek life that would like to do that to anyone. And if they did, they'd probably be in jail by this point.
We can list the problems that surrounds Greek life, but what's more important to us and to everyone is to know how to either better deal with it or help solve it if possible. The first step to get there, I feel, is to know the facts and the truth. For example, like people in Greek lives have a lower percentage dropout rate of colleges and universities.
They also have a higher GPA. Like, we, as a Greek community on campus at Catholic LMH, hold competitions between the fraternities and sororities, and they compete to have the highest GPA. We actually won it one year, and we just compete back and forth, trying to get the highest GPA.
Plus, most Greek members are given the opportunity to be a part of a leadership position, and which can further evolve into either an internship or a real job, a full-time position, and that is mainly due to the network that Greek people form with their alumni, with other Greeks, and just being social in general, I believe.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Like, networking for me, it has increased tenfold. Like before I joined my Greek organization, I had a few friends that had goals in life, but they necessarily weren't going towards those goals at that point in time. And then I joined my organization, and my networking grew tenfold. I talked to a good 15 graduated alumnus from my fraternity, and they each gave me a job proposition, or they gave me contacts who to talk to, or things like that, where you get out of college and you immediately get that job, whereas if I wasn't in the Greek organization, I wouldn't have had those opportunities.
It's actually pretty cool because you see it happen, and at first when you go through Rush or go through recruitment, you hear a lot of people saying stuff about it, oh yeah, jobs and stuff, and most people that rush are freshmen, so they don't even think about that. It's such a thing in the long run, but getting closer to actually graduating and seeing how things work, it really is more than just something the guys or the girls say to get you to join. It's a lifelong commitment, and honestly, I couldn't be prouder to be part of the Greek community at such a great school.
And neither could I, and we hope this information that we have enlightened on you has taught you guys something about why you shouldn't judge people before you actually get to know them. We thank you for your time, and hopefully you enjoy this video.
Thank you.